Now and then when I got bored with it.
Adam's right, you know. We are special.
Well, at least you think you're special. And I suppose that's something. I wish something could be done to make my tongue distinct. Without a second hesitation. Key reasons, too, for a white rat.
Yeah.
Oh, we animals discuss you too frequently, and we agree that you are the noisiest of all God's creatures. For example, what were those strange sounds you were making yesterday afternoon when you went walking with the Creator?
We were laughing.
Laughing? Yes, none of us seem capable of making such obnoxious sounds. But that would hardly be grounds for declaring you superior. Of course, there's always the tree.
The tree.
The tree of knowledge, if you're looking for a status symbol.
The tree of knowledge. What of it?
Why, the fruit of the tree, of course. Haven't you noticed? Everyone in the garden is forbidden. But if you are superior to us, as you claim, then it is not forbidden to you.
No, the Creator has forbidden that fruit to us as well.
Oh? Well then, I thought that there was something significant in the fact that you aren't as large as a whale.
Now wait. The Creator has made rules to keep you baser creatures under control. But he recognizes quality. He discriminates between man and the lower animals.
If you're trying to insult me, it's useless. Admit it. Isn't all this just so much vanity on your part? Come on now. The Creator has forbidden the fruit of this tree to all of us. We're all alike.
He's right. What has the Creator given us to distinguish between man and animal?
Why? The soul.
I knew you'd bring that mystic something or other up again. What good is it if the other species can't see it and recognize it as something special?
Well,
You know as well as I do that God is an artist. And, like all professional men, he has a tendency to let things slip his mind. He told us we had dominion over all the other animals. He forbade the fruit of this tree to those animals. He meant to exclude us. Or perhaps he thought we would understand that the restriction didn't apply to the higher species.
well, I'm not certain.
There. It's delicious. Though a little too tart for my taste. Try it.
It's almost bitter.
Now what do you say? Snake.
What can I say? I'm impressed.
Adam! Eve! What have you done?
Must you always bellow that way? Why don't you send some nice quiet angel or something?
Are you out of your mind? You don't go around yelling at the Creator that way. What a miserable sequence. This was supposed to be the birth of modern man from a position mightier than the angels. How less than. Where was the reverence, the human touch? After the fall, you should feel guilty, ashamed.
Why? I don't feel guilty.
And since when does a comedian approach a subject with reverence? We mock, ridicule, expose.
That shows how much you know about acting, you acrobat. When I was in the Kolache Company, we were taught that you couldn't ridicule something unless you first recognized it in yourself.
You upstage me one more time like you did at the tree, and I'll throw you back to the Galactic Company.
Now, what do you think about... Oh,
And when will you learn to speak something else besides that gibberish? How in hell can a lady improvise with babbling ham like?
Ham! Ham! Stop it! Stop it, both of you! Or I'll break both of your heads! Understand me. This opportunity. Your final chance. Ladies and gentlemen, forgive us. For with artists, temperament is our gift and our curse. Now, after the fall, man tries to rediscover what he has lost.
Impossible. He doesn't know what he has lost. His mind has become clouded.
True, true. First, he must rediscover God.
In the sun, in everything.
The moon is God.
The sun is God.
Divine age brook.
Sacred every tree.
Everyone and everything is God.
Everything that is.
Every blessed thing.
Oh, wondrous strange.
The moon can change.
The sun arranged.
Each creature's destiny.
The moon, the sun.
Are powerful and great. Yet all he could create to godhood aspirate.
Surely God is real.
And yet,
I feel.
The moon,
The sun.
the waters,
And the tree.
will pass away.
While something else.
Survives eternally.
what a jest.
That it should be.
Who'd have guessed?
That it could be.
Now, onward through time. The golden age of the Roman Empire. A hymn to the values of family life, marital fidelity, and singular devotion. Odysseus returns to Penelope.
My Ben? What kind of welcome is that? I'm in the war, damn it!
That was 10 years ago. How did you travel down the Houston freeways?
Oh, well, now, that's a long story.
I'll bet.
I was on my way home to you after sacking Troy, making a pretty good deal of some souvenirs. When, and I swear this by my father's beard, I came across this one-eyed monster named Cyclops.
I know, and he invited you to have a drink. Then you bought around, and then he bought around.
Not at all, he ain't half my crew. I myself only escaped after putting out his one eye with a flaming stick.
To expect me to run into your arms after you spent 10 years serving time for maiming some drunk in a barroom brawl?
I was not serving some time, I tell you, he was a monster.
Oh? And I suppose that's essence of Cyclops I smell on your collar?
What? Oh, that. No, that's a reminder of a terrible encounter I had with a witch named Circe. May the gods destroy me if I lie. I tell you, she was a witch.
You can speak plainer than that, darling.
Penelope, I swear by the beard of Zeus flashed lightning. She changed my men into
Excuse me.
I like her.
You like her?
You can't have her, man. She's taken.
First, you, what I tell you. You must first beat him up. Then you can take his dick. Coconut daiquiris are so. But if I can't beat up, well, yes, we start.
You've got more Jericho than he does. It's okay.
Now, son, go after her.
Let's go after the soda shop.
No, don't touch me. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Wait a second! Hold it. time. No more than 3 or 4 words. Birth, adolescence, marriage, then death. Yes, birth. Wait.
From these steps, Doctor, I can look out and see the river cutting through the hills like a sharp knife blade glistening in the sunlight. And on clear nights, I can look up and see worlds that is the sum total of my heritage. One day, my grandchildren will say, my grandfather built these steps, and he may trace the river at sunset and watch the stars.
Quite a view.
Shouldn't you be in the band?
Why? This pool's with her.
Well, shouldn't you be doing whatever it is you do when someone has a baby?
Tell you the truth, John, I'll do much of anything. Now, don't think I'm sitting here charging you for looking at the river and listening to those drums. For one thing, you wouldn't pay the bill anyway. Having a baby is a little like facing the last judgment. There'll be all kinds of people standing around wanting to help and offering suggestions. But it's just something that a woman has to face alone. Relax. When God says now, we'll all know.
Do you believe in God?
Now, that's a question I'm not sure if educated men these times can answer. But I will say this. There are times when I know that God believes in me.
Shouldn't you be checking?
I know.
Well, do you have enough hot water?
Enough for what? Are you planning to take a bath?
When Miss Lewis had her last baby, you had Tom boiling water for almost half a day.
That's right. Tom is a little high-strung. Boiling water kept him busy. Made him think he was doing something important. It just generally kept him out of my way.
This is going to sound abusive, Doctor. But how does a baby get born?
What do you mean, how?
Oh, I know what will happen now. But that baby's been alive for some time. How? And when?
I have degrees from 3 universities. And one of them was actually fairly decent. I spent over 12 years learning medicine. And another 12 out there learning it all over again. I can tell you everything you want to know about gestation, the growth of the fetus. In exactly 1 month, the baby first has arms, legs, lungs, or even toes. But to tell you just when, that ball of flesh, bone and sinew, becomes an actual, genuine member of this unfortunate race of man. These are all fears and pleasures, appetites and emotions, all mixed with ours. I just don't know.
But you're supposed to know. You're a doctor, the best educated man over here. Everyone comes to you for answers.
That's so. But maybe, just maybe, when those people come to me for the answers, and I have to confess to them that I don't have those answers. Maybe I'm not only the best educated man in the valley, but also the wisest.
John!
Sit down. It's her place. You can't do a thing.
John!
Oh, God. 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 I'm not the most intelligent man or the best man, so I suppose I have no right to ask anything of you at all. But if you're real, and if what they say of you is true, that you have some concern for us poor creatures, so I'm asking you, can I come from a line of men who have never asked anything of anyone before? But, oh God, God in heaven, help her. For your love, for her love, help her. Please. Is she?
Well, she isn't ready to go dancing. She's just as well as anyone who just brought another man into this world.
A boy?
Yes. At least that this well-educated man is sure of. 10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 eyes, and his father's mouth.
May I see her?
She needs her sleep. Don't talk the night away.
He's a real baby.
Yes, he is, isn't he? Isn't that astounding? Are you pleased, Sean?
Please. Why, I can't tell you.
I want you to be pleased, Sean. I owe you that much.
Owe me?
I haven't been very honest with you these past few years, Sean. I want to be now. When I married you, I really thought I couldn't possibly love you anymore. I thought I loved you more than anyone or anything in this world. Now, listen to me. During that first full year, I didn't really love you enough. Oh, I intended to be a good wife to you. Work beside you when you needed me. Lie beside you for the long nights. Cook your meals. Make your clothes. Though our home clean. But I knew I didn't love you enough. There wasn't enough love in me to fill all those empty moments. When I wished to high heaven I was back home again. Thousands of miles and the never-ending meals to be fixed. And the constant call of clothes to be mended or washed or just a little moment longer. Give me that much. A few minutes ago, Mrs. Poole held up our son to me to see. Such a perfect little man. And suddenly, I felt so ashamed.
Shame?
Suddenly I realized that I went through all the time, not just in the evenings or meal times, or when the weather kept me home. I expected that from marriage. You, by my side, constantly, every moment, every second. Because if I were left alone, in the cold loneliness, I grew to hate you for bringing me here. When I saw that baby, that beautiful, helpless little baby, and when I knew that he was expecting me to be one, and I was just a little girl playing house, and when I realized how selfish, how possessive I had been, I just felt I wasn't good enough. I wasn't worthy. Anything so perfect, so beautifully, wonderfully perfect. I felt so ashamed.
You sleep now, Isabella. The doctor says you should sleep.
Did she ever get that feeling? Sensitivity.
I was left for Tristano to stay.
Did you notice? He called her Isabella.
Lost his hair.
No. He found her. They both have. Our lovers, I think, now know what love is. So?
Well, what am I to do? After she has said that, what am I going to do?
Nothing. Why should you do anything? She told you what was in her heart, didn't she? It's enough. Just remember. And you're getting this advice absolutely free of charge and from the wisest man in the entire mountain. There has never, from the birth of time, never been a man or woman who has honestly felt themselves honestly worthy of a child. And what's more, they're probably right. A little earlier, you asked me if I believe in God. And I told you that God believes in me. Well, in there, wrapped in blankets, love, and astonishment, is the proof of God's faith in us. His children.
Well,
Well,
It certainly was complete, darling. And that's no small accomplishment, considering it's the only sequence we've really finished all evening.
How was it? Did the Duke like it?
He isn't smiling.
What does that prove? He hasn't a machine gun trained on the stage either.
What's the matter? You look upset. You're fine.
yes, maybe. But I wasn't the dottore.
It was the best dottore I have ever seen.
You saw the Duke, he never laughed.
Yes. But he wept.
Ah, so now we have become a company of tragedians.
I realize that the sequence just performed may have surprised you. Perhaps the subject matter excluded a lighter treatment. Perhaps not. I'm not sure. But this much I know. For some strange reason, we approach the birth of a single child in the wilderness.
Great pomposity, mock arrogance, expose ignorance.
You made it right. Let us continue. After birth, life inevitably improves.
And the sequence?
Adolescence.
Don't you come stomping around here and scaring fish.
Ain't your fish no how? And you'll scare them yourself the way you keep jiggling that line. Besides, I can sit anywhere I please. It's a free country.
What in heaven's name are they speaking?
I think it's a dialect. Early American.
A dead language.
No. In some places, it's only slightly ill.
Why ain't you in school? Where you belong.
Why ain't you?
I don't have to go to school today.
Why not?
Well, 'cause I got me the galloping consumption, that's why. And my mom don't want me getting them all over them other kids at school.
What in tarnation galloping consumption?
You're even dumber than most girls, ain't you? Why, the galloping consumption causes headaches, and square toes, and delicious tremors, and parrot fever, and who knows what all.
Is it vital?
Ain't comfortable.
How'd you get it?
Eating huckleberries. You know, them green crawler things on huckleberry bushes.
You numbskull. Huckleberries ain't green crawler things.
Well, if you're so smart, where were you yesterday when I needed that information? Oh, tarnation.
Did you lose them?
No, I just give a whistle later and he'll naturally jump in my pot.
I'll just bet your bait's wrong. And what do you use?
Now, what would I be using? Bloodworms, of course.
With fat livers?
With what?
Fat livers. No fish go after plain old bloodworms. You ninny. particular.
A Mississippi catfish will eat anything that ain't naturally bigger than his, and sometimes dope will even tackle that.
Bilge, I see it's a mighty good thing I come by, else you'd be here till next spring, I expect. Now, take some fat back out of your pa's smokehouse, cut the slivers a hunk of it, wrap the sliver around the hook, tie up, before you put the worm on. Fat wiggles in the water, the catfish thinks the sliver and the worm is one enormous hunk of worm. He goes after it. I'm plain honor in this. He likes the challenge.
Now where in our world did Rufiana pick up that information?
One wonders what our worldly sophisticated Rufiana was before she became Rufiana. Look, he's smiling.
Do you suppose he's ever fished with fat slivers? One wonders what the Duke was before he was the Duke.
Where in tarnation did a girl learn anything useful like that?
Girls know he's more than you think.
Is that a fact? Well, Lady Long George, how do you get rid of boys?
You cut a potato open, put half on the wood for a while, chop it in 3 pieces and marry each piece in a different part of the cemetery at midnight.
When?
Well, I mean, the moon's full. Any minute you know that.
I didn't know that.
And I don't wear long drawers either. You want to see?
No, sir. I ain't studying you. You are something. That's a fact. Wanna smoke?
Sure. Why not? Got another pipe?
Sure, here.
Oh, what you smoking?
Right corner.
Oh, that's good. Maple bark all chalked and shredded and dried is much better, but corn silk's good.
Hear that? That's the Memphis Queen. Captain Higgins Stonewheeler on her way to Cairo. She's by the cut at 68, I feel. So she'll just turn down the partisan and pick up the car.
You know a heap about steamboats, don't you?
I hate. I know a heap about you, too. Your name's Belle, and your pa's a blacksmith. And you hit Billy Lewis in the belly yesterday at recess.
Yeah, that was me. I know a heap about you, too. You're the boy who snuck the Adams orphans to the meeting house last week. Tied a bonnet to his head and left him there at the pulpit for Sunday services.
How did you know I did that?
I know. I also know how your school books is filled with pictures of steamboats. You're always drawing on them. And I know you kissed Sarah Phelps behind the school last week. Held against the wall, kissed her twice.
You are something. You know too bad much if you ask me.
And what you getting so fired up about? I wouldn't snitch on you.
Swear?
I swear to a dead cat, I'll never snitch on you.
Well, that's a good swear, that is, because if you tell on me now, you'll leave 9 lives, and each one of them fill up with bad luck.
Really a terrible boy. You know that? Everybody says so. Always pulling tricks on folks and lying and God knows what all. My pa says you ought to have a stick taken to your rump.
Oh, he did, huh? Well, you ain't no shrinking violet neither. My ma says you're a scandal and a terror, and somebody better brush your bottom with a heavy hand before you grow up with no more manners than a heathen said.
Is that a fact?
Yeah!
Yeah, that's me right now.
Why are you so bad? Why do you do such bad things? Why'd you hit Billy Lewis in the belly?
'Cause I couldn't reach his eye. Besides, he said I dressed like a rat picker.
Yeah, that's Billy right enough. Always showing off his fine clothes and delicate manners.
Yeah.
Well, Godfrey, I'll hit him in the eye for you the very next time I see him.
I appreciate that. Why did you kiss Sally Phelps behind the school last week?
None of your business.
Same reason I ain't been?
No. Well, maybe. She needed kissing right enough. You know what she's like, choir singing and sitting up front at school and making such a big to-do about her ma being a lady and all. I just had to find out how fine a lady she was.
Yeah, that's good, Papa. She's ugly. But you ain't gonna break a heart
you.
You're a dimwit. Kiss me.
No, sir, I will not. You got two good right hands.
You want to find out how good? Then kiss me.
There.
The way he kissed out of bounds?
Ain't no other way of kissing I ever heard of.
Ain't such much.
What did you expect? I told you I ain't mad at you. Ow! I am Nathan the Blue Belt. You crazy?
Oh, that hurt?
Sure, I ain't practicing for the Saturday hoedown, you widget.
You mad?
I ain't delaying with joy, damn it.
Then kiss me.
Great balls of fire, you ain't all there. Ow!
Oh, nation. I was wrong. Sally Phelps didn't deserve nothing like that.
Walked over for a month of Sundays.
Dialect, the spirit. And where did Scapino learn so much about the Mississippi?
He knows nothing of the Mississippi, but he knows the poem, and the sign, and the rhyme. And now he knows Scapino.
You know the Crawfords?
Sure.
You know that outhouse, that brand new wooden privy, back all the place?
Sure, I know. It's a two-seater. They're mighty proud of that thing.
Mr. Crawford always pays it a visit, just a little after dinner time. Let's wait till he gets in it, rub up the door so he can't get out, and
Yeah, go on and then.
tear it over backwards.
Wait a minute.
Sure, he won't be able to get out till he falls into the pit.
Well, you are something. Let's do it.
Do you think we're gonna come to no good like the teacher says we will, if we keep on skipping school?
Oh, Ricky, there's more than one way of getting an education.
Ask to see me, priest.
Yes, Your Excellency.
You realize a pardon is out of the question.
Yes. I understand that. I did not come concerning a pardon.
And you understand, of course, that I can do nothing concerning a possible commutation of your sentence. No. The law specific. You have been found guilty of preaching social upheaval, the overthrow of the people's government, and exploiting the ignorance and superstition of the poor masses for your own material betterment. The sentence is death by firing squad.
Yes. I understand that. I did not come to ask for mercy. Although, when you accuse me of preaching social upheaval, I'm afraid you're flattering me, sir.
Really?
Yes. Like I said at my trial, if you'll pardon the little joke, I preached only against sin and corruption, never against the state.
Precisely the crime. Preaching against sin and corruption immediately moves you into the field of politics. You would have been better confined to those fields where the church is most effective. Social work, good manners, dances for young people.
You may have a point, sir. But I have always preached against greed, anger, lust or envy, or pride. And today, the village abounds in greed, anger, lust, envy, and pride. If I had cried for free elections, an overthrow of the revolution, or liberation of the press, I would have only succeeded in awakening several of my parishioners who would have spoken to my bishop, stating that I was desecrating the house of God.
Yes, yes. Amusing. To the point, priest. Why did you ask to see me?
I am worried about my parish. I'm afraid that I have failed it, and now there will be no one to correct my mistakes, to console, guide me.
And no one to rob them of their pities, smother their manhood, and exploit their ignorance. So,
I thought maybe you could find someone to take my place.
thought what?
You might find someone to replace me.
Well, I'll be damned.
Perhaps. I did not come to talk shop either.
Why, priest, you're demented. You're a mental case. The world of science really should have a look at that brain of yours. Now you hear me, priest. I'm a soldier. Do you understand what that means, a soldier? By occupation, I'm dedicated to the eradication of priests, not finding new ones.
Yes, I understand that there are no priests left, but what I had in mind was more of a catechist. Someone to teach the catechism, to baptize, to console. Precisely what I had in mind, sir, was you.
Me?
Yes. I have given a great deal of thought. You would be perfect. Yes, it should be you.
Blockhead! What arrogance! What immense pride! Now you hear me. I appreciate your little attempted humor before you die. It's a tribute to your audacity, if not your intelligence. But only a fool would walk into the office of a military man and suggest that he turn to the cloth. And the soul, I'm more attuned to the slaughtering of men, not consoling them. I teach a baptism of blood, not water. I believe in free men and strong governments, not in enslaved eunuchs and nebulous divinities.
Yes, I know. You'd be perfect. Is that water?
No, it's wine. Shall I send for some water?
No, don't bother. This will suffice.
You drink?
Oh yes, and eat, and sleep, and think, and pray. Only in the last circumstance do I differ from any other country.
I don't like to see a priest drink. One does not expect to see a priest drink. He's above other men.
Oh, no wonder why we must reach so far to touch anyone. Would you be interested to know, sir, that I was once an enormous liar, an egotistical bore, a sneak thief, and a highwayman. In short, a man not above lifting a purse, or petticoat, or a bottle.
You disgust me. A priest should be a model for us poor sinners. We should be able to see salvation's road by his light.
You see, you and I are not so different, are we? I refuse to stand upon the sacred pedestal you've constructed for me. And you, apparently, sir, refuse to sink down into the dust and blood you created for yourself.
I'll tell you something. I was once of your faith. I have the highest respect for the priesthood, but not necessarily the priest.
You see, we are not so remote, are we? Tell me, Your Excellency, you're fighting a revolution. Why?
Why? To win freedom for my people.
And then?
Then, why retire probably to the country, or farm somewhere perhaps. Perhaps in my hometown again. To spend my days without KP list or guard roster. No command decision. No. Damn your eyes! Of course I remember. I was born in Bergonzia.
I know. I looked you up in the church files. You were baptized Charles Ernst. Your sponsor was the lawyer Maximino.
Maximino, of course! of a bitch. How is he?
No better, I'm afraid. He still charges exorbitant fees, and then acts as both prosecuting and defense attorney.
Still the fee. And tell me, Leopold the Butcher, does he still
Sells 4 sausages and 1 thumb.
nothing changes?
No, nothing. I'm afraid it is my fault. I wasn't a very well commissioned officer.
What? You? What commission?
You remember. Who sins, you shall forgive. They are forgiven them. Who sins, you shall retain. They are retained.
Yes, I do remember. You may be right. You were too weak for such a commission.
It's such an immense responsibility for such small shoulders. What man could stand up to the job?
A strong man. A man with cunning, intelligence, courage. A military man could do it, by God. Someone who knows how to corner the enemy and throttle him, damn it.
But what if the enemy changes shape or color, puts on a different armor, a new face?
Idiot. Any military man could tell you that the first rule in war is to know your enemy in any disguise, under any circumstance. I'm afraid you haven't the skill needed for such warfare, priest. It takes a man who'll never surrender, who glories in battle, who lives for the sheer pleasure of kicking the hell out of the enemy.
Someone like you, perhaps.
No.
When you come to the parish house, you will find the records in some disarray. But there's a caretaker nearby, an old man and a fool, but loyal. He will help you to find where everything is. It's almost dawn. I have an appointment, you understand. I feel better now. I may even find success through my miserable failures. Who knows?
Only God, surely.
Well, remember me to the parish. And when you come to the inn near the 7 Pines, you recall, say hello to the boatman for me. And perhaps join in the little song they sing there, some nights in remembrance. Death is not just a terrible thing, sing ho for the fruit of the vine. Death is not just a terrible thing. You remember.
On the door to eternal spring,
The season is ready, the grass is green, sing ho for the fruit of the vine. The vine!
Sing ho for the vine.
How was I?
Magnificent. Into eternity. Singing like hell.
And the Duke?
By the tormentor. He is delighted. He says he will provide the money. We can go home again.
After the play, you mean?
But darling, the play is over.
Is it? We can go home now. The Duke did not. Have to tell us. We knew it. I'm sure we all knew it when we began to play together again. But there's a feeling that perhaps another scene remains to be played. Perhaps 2 more.
Or many more. I feel an eternity of scenes I want to play out.
Exactly my feeling. And the audience out there. Not just the Duke, but the people. Did you hear them?
They seem pleased. At least I hope so. We owe them something.
We have recaptured more than we lost. Not only can we go home again, not only are we a company again, but we are comedians. Ladies and gentlemen, stay until the last scene is played. We hope that tonight's entertainment was not too much of an embarrassment. We hope that our groping manner of playing was not too distracting. If you like us, tell your friends, but please, don't single out one player for your praise, huh? Think of us rather as La Compagnie dei Santi Ostinati, or rather, a company of wayward saints.